Hello everyone, this is your head coach Kuya Kyle for Smash Ultimate, and for today we're going to talk about win conditions. This will be an extended guide on what win conditions are, common examples, and applicable tricks into your gameplay. Setting up win conditions makes you more efficient at taking stocks and forces opponents into difficult comeback situations. We're going to define what win conditions are, go over some basic win conditions, some advanced win conditions, and some tips and tricks for you to take home. If you're here for the live Discord class, we will have a Q&A at the end of today's class. But if you're here for YouTube, feel free to put your questions, comments, concerns down below, and I'll respond as soon as possible. So let's get into it. So defining a win condition is a specific criteria that must be achieved to win. So this could be seen by a lot of different things depending on what game you play. So for example, a win condition is, you know, checkmate in three, or win condition is basketball is letting Steph Curry get all the 3 pointers and you just get a lot of points for your team. Um, a win condition is golf is like how can I swing the ball to get a lot of birdies, eagles, or even a hole in one. In Smash, your win condition or the physical way for you to win is to have your opponent lose all three stocks, and your win condition can change based on your particular character or playstyle that you have. So keep that in mind when playing Smash that your character is built into a kit where certain things are just stronger than others. Maybe your character is really good at setting up jab blocks to take stocks, or your character just has a really good sword and you want to just space aerials and safe attacks on your opponent the whole time. Understanding what factors maximize your chances of winning can help you develop game plans. So, most of the time, when you're just thrown into a match for Smash, a lot of beginners kind of just mash buttons and hope for the best. However, when you get better and better at the game, you'll start to realize that you have certain tools that help you consistently get stocks or consistently put you in good positions to take stocks. And all of that kind of falls under the umbrella of win condition, where it's like, what moves do I have in my arsenal to help me win? Some basic win conditions can be seen as smash attacks or certain aerials or tilts. They have a lot of high knockback to them, so when you hit your opponent with these moves, they'll be sent pretty far away, and you want to prioritize these attacks when your opponent is at a high percent. So something that you could ask yourself is my forward smash can KO at X percent. And if you're able to develop a number for when your forward smash kills, you know that, okay, if I land, let's say, like a Mario forward smash at 110% from center stage, and I get the sweet spot, that should be enough to knock out the opponent, despite their DI or not. Also, some grabs and jabs have really good knockback. So, for example, Bowser Jr.'s jab is notorious for having a high knockback jab. So if you're able to catch your opponent with a rapid jab and they're at high percents, they could just get KO'd. Really good for Bowser Jr. And another famous grab that has great knockback is Ness's back throw. Um, Try to identify if your character has a consistent kill throw or a jab that could knock back pretty well. I think Bayonetta's jab is pretty good, but being able to identify which moves you could prioritize when your opponent's a high percent is already a great step. More win conditions could be your special moves. So certain characters have special moves that are their main win condition when playing against opponents. So for example, Wario has his waft, his down B, which can cause like really early stocks, just like a super simple falling up air into down B. If it's fully charged, it could take stocks really early. Mario has his ladder combos into up B, so if you're playing on a stage with a lot of platforms, you do a lot of up airs, like up air, up air, up air, up air, and then end it off with an up B. And you're extending your combos with the platforms to land more and more up airs. But up B is like the period on the sentence or like the finishing touch. Hero's win condition could be his down B spells. So you could think of his win condition as getting a lot of spells out, getting a lot of buff spells like Oomph, Psych Up, Acceleratle, Bounce, and just overwhelm your opponent with like really high damage moves. Or you get the just the stronger spells like Kaboom, Sizz, one of the slashes at close range, so that could be a win condition for you. Samus's neutral B charge shot is one of her main, strategies of using like her charge shot. You could use a half charge shot, combo it into a grab, and then do a grab combo. Or if your opponent's at hypersense, you could just blast a fully charged charge shot to just finish out the stock. And Bowser's side B is a pretty pivotal part of his kit, in my opinion, where it's one of the best command grabs in the game. So if your opponent's kind of holding shield on a platform, you can kind of suplex them, and you actually kind of take them to the top platform here, so they die even earlier. Now let's talk about some advanced win conditions. So first off is winning by your position. Just like in chess, your positioning is everything, where if you're kind of off stage and not showing a lot of pressure, you're really easy to fight against. But if you are taking some stage control and asserting your dominance, and exerting pressure on your opponent, you're a lot more difficult to fight against. So some ways that you win by your position is first by edge guarding or preventing your opponent from getting back to the stage. You could do ledge trapping by punishing your opponent's ledge option, just because you have a better position in that sense. You could juggle them. Similar to this cloud doing up airs on the Inkling, you want to keep them not stranded in the air. Um, you could just keep on juggling them with up airs and just force them to figure out a way to get down safely. Or lastly, you could corner your opponent. Just keep it really simple. If you kind of herd them to the sides, closer to the blast zone, they don't have as much room to run away to. They're closer to the blast zone, so you hit them with like a forward tilt. They might die a lot earlier. And they kind of have to face whatever pressure you're showing when you're in center stage, so you have more options yourself. So this are 4 different win conditions that you could think about, and it's all based on like your positioning on the stage. Another advanced win condition, we call these kill confirms or KO setups. These are certain combos that can reliably end with a high knockback move to consistently KO. Some examples include Rob down throw into up smash, because Rob's down throw is like a berry. So even that berry itself can be the win condition. Like Rob down throw is a win condition, and you just combine it with the up smash. Lucina down tilt into tech chases. So as we said before with like jab locks, down tilt is a great way to set up tech chases. And if you read your opponent's roll or option from the ground, you could punish them with a forward smash, and that could be enough to end the stock. Jigglypuff falling up air into rest. This is a classic Jigglypuff combo that is a little flashy. It's really cool. Can end stocks at 50 or even lower, maybe. ZSS down smash into up B. Down smash is like a paralyzer, and then up B is a really common combo ender, or a way to like finish off stocks because of how much knockback it has. And lastly, the Roy Crom Jer, the jab back air. These are just a very small list of KO setups, and there's a lot more out there in the world for every character. So just keep your um, mind open to new ideas for kind of like these KO setups. Try to find some research, and if you need help figuring out a good KO setup for your character, feel free to comment down below, and I'll help you as much as I can. Another win condition is the infamous timeout strategy. So if the match runs out of time, the player with the most stocks wins. So if I'm playing against you and I have 2 stocks and you have 1 stock and the announcer says time, I would win because I have 2 stocks. If the stocks are even, however, we have 1 stocks apiece, the player with the least percent wins. So this is a different type of win condition where it's a end game condition where based off the rules that we have for Smash competitively, you can time out your opponent by just minimizing interactions and kind of just running away, playing a lot more defensive, turtling, and you're trying to reduce as much damage taken for yourself so that when the time hits zero, you're the favored winner based off of the rules. A lot of players have done this in Smash in general. This isn't a new thing in Smash Ultimate. It's just part of the rules. Um, so it's if you want to take this route or you feel like you need to take this route when playing against certain people, if you need the win, by all means go for it. Just recognize that this is a viable strategy when it comes to competitive Smash. All right, let's get into some tips and tricks now. So first off, we want to go over this really bad beginner habit that I've been seeing a lot with a lot of my clients, where they start swinging smash attacks at low percents. And of course, this is kind of like the myth where it's like I hit you with a big move, it's gonna do big damage. And yeah, that's kind of true, but you want to prioritize hitting your opponent with kind of like safer, quicker options, or maybe even some combo starters, because the risk reward of going for forward smashes at low percents isn't that good for you. Um, if you hit me with a forward smash at low percents, if it works, I get like 20%, but if it whiffs, I get a free combo. Um, but if we're at higher percents, if you hit a forward smash on me and I get knocked off stage, now that's a different story. Um, so when you are playing against people, I do want to highly recommend that for setting up your win conditions, you need to learn your low percent combos to rack up damage. So that once they get to like 80% or something, that's when your forward smashes become much more rewarding if they get landed. And I say be a boxer for this tip, just because when you see boxers, 9 times out of 10, you don't see them swing for like haymakers at the beginning of the round. They're softening up their opponent with like jabs and hooks, really trying to understand and like kind of work slowly to damage their opponent. And once they notice that their opponent's kind of like tired or there's a really obvious weak link or an opening for them, that's when they start sending the big punches. So start with small punches first, then go to big punches. Next up is to have an arsenal of KO options. Over reliance on one particular win condition will make your gameplay very predictable and very simple to counterplay. So if I'm playing against a Bowser Jr. and I notice that the only way that they like to take my stocks is side B, I can play around that really easily. Like it's not that hard to play around one win condition. However, if you study and you learn at least 5 different ways to clean up a stock, and practice those ways to implement into your gameplay, you become a lot more terrifying because now I have to play around 5 different win conditions. Having various options to end stocks makes your game plan a lot less obvious, which then forces your opponent or me to play a lot more timidly because I'm trying to observe what you want to do, but I don't really know for sure what you want. And because you are unpredictable and I don't know what you're going for, I have to play a little bit more defensively, and that might be what you want. Um, Having that element of surprise into your KO arsenal is very important. Just because if someone knows how to play against your character, they're not going to give you like your kill confirms for free. So you have to work for it, or you have to learn some new novel ideas to test on them. Ooh, that was a lot, huh? Let's do our quick recap before we do the Q&A. Okay, let's do it. So let's talk about win conditions. This will be an extended guide on what win conditions are, common examples, and applicable tricks into your gameplay. Win conditions are specific criteria that you must achieve to win the match. Basic win conditions is landing really high knockback moves like smash attacks, aerials, tilt attacks, and some people have kill grabs and kill jabs. And another basic win condition is your special moves. So certain characters have really good special moves that can help clean up stocks. Some advanced win conditions include edge guarding, ledge trapping, juggling, and cornering your opponent. Another advanced win condition is the concept of kill confirms or KO setups. So think like Jigglypuff falling up into rest or Roy and Crom's Jer. Another win condition that we have to talk about is timing out your opponent. So if the match runs out of time, the player with the most stocks wins, or the person with the less percent if the stocks are equal. One tip is to go for more dam. Sorry, let me reset this. Not one. The first tip I want to share is to soften up your opponent with high damage combos and then going for a haymaker or a high knockback move when they're at high percents. And the second tip is to study at least 5 different ways for you to clean up a stock or have 5 different KO setups. That'll be all for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.